capstone training program. And so in one of them, we go around and I talk to every combatant commander in the entire Department of Defense. And so, and you know what every one of them emphasized, so it was a big surprise to me, was the importance of personal relationships in their career. And so, and that reminds me of an expression I heard from General Scaparrotti. He said the relationship between the commanders is more important than the command relationships on the org chart. And so, so I always keep that in mind. Like, you know, these are the people that you're going to call when you need help, when you need mentorship, when you need advice or whatever. So maintain your network and your personal relationships with one another, and your peers and your friends that you meet at these conferences.
They feel like they really are included and they have a voice. And that includes, you know, formal and informal recognition, really trying to go out of their way to recognize what they do on a daily basis. So I think just trying to be intentional and deliberate about it.
All right, so, you know, when we rehearsed, we said, you know, we'll know if this is a successful panel if it goes by quick, and it's gone by very quick. All right, so before we close out though, I want to do a lightning round. I want to give each panelist a chance to say one more thing, and really it's, you know, if you want the audience to walk away with one thing from today, I know.
We call it the capstone training program. And so in one of them, we go around and I talk to every combatant commander in the entire Department of Defense. And so, and you know what every one of them emphasized, so it was a big surprise to me, was the importance of personal relationships in their career. And so, and that reminds me of an expression I heard from General Scaparrotti. He said the relationship between the commanders is more important than the command relationships on the org chart. And so, so I always keep that in mind. Like, you know, these are the people that you're going to call when you need help, when you need mentorship, when you need advice or whatever. So maintain your network and your personal relationships with one another, and your peers and your friends that you meet at these conferences.
$5 billion industry, you can't get along with your people, you got a business. So I think as I've gotten older, maybe wiser, I would say, and increased rank, I think I've learned that the adage to take care of your people really means take care of your people. It's not just something that you say. People are not stupid. They'll read through you in about 20 seconds. And I wrote down be authentic. You know, if they're not sincere, I'm going to do this for you, and then they have to bug you 5 times about it. Really? Then don't say that you're going to do it. That'd be incredible.
You see, your panelists is interested in answering certain questions. So go for it. Is the mic on, please? It is on. Now.
Hello, thank you. Hi, my name is Judy McCrae. I'm with the Army Corps of Engineers, and the question I have for you is based on some of my background that many can probably relate to, as someone who has defined her identity and worth by achievements, credentials, and just like always chasing, always advancing. So I had my children now, 6 and 8, a little bit later in life. Around when they head to college is when I'm going to be eligible to retire. I have what I had always considered my dream job, which is a work from home, fully remote position, working for headquarters in DC, but from my home in San Francisco. My question to you is, like, how do you know when enough is enough, when it's time to, that you can be happy with what you have?
Great question, thank you. Any takers?
I'll try that, probably because I'm retirement eligible. But, you know, the government service is, it's kind of easy to be told how to advance and what you need to do to get to the next level. And it's a little bit harder to really think about, well, how do I self-actualize? How do I find that thing that feeds me as I move forward. And sometimes it could be for less money. And so I think that really is a very personal decision with family, supporting to understand, am I going to continue to lean forward? And in this business, you have to lean forward until the day that you step off. In the government service, you can choose to move forward until the day that you step off. But I know my organization recently hired a GS person who took a step down to continue to serve as an officer of the house. And I think that would be a very personal decision to do something like that.
One more I have to say that, and by the way, I think what Valerie said, that she didn't think, and the question was, how can I help even the federal government? You already done it. You help people like me to be even more passionate, even more dedicated before, to make sure, and I can assure you the wheel is turning. It's slow, extremely slow, but it's moving. And I'll be done before I retire, that I'm not continue to do this, to push forward. So folks such as yourself and you to continue to fight. So thank you for being very brave to be vulnerable and share that with us. To address your question, yes, I face all of that. You say, so when we subject to racism, what do? Take the pain, keep our mouth shut and carry on. I did that in my journeyman year, because you still find yourself, you're not sure, you're not in a position of authority, you don't know how to handle it. But 10 years into my career where I have been called names that I didn't understand, thank God, I didn't even know, I was learning English. So, but then as I get to know more, when they say, people like you, why they even hire you? Like, go back to your country. At that time, I'm an instructor. At that time, but this is what you do. Internally, you want to elect. But what I am advising you is that going forward, there will always be people out there who's going to do this. Take that as an opportunity to educate. I don't react. So I will give you a really good example where I'm being called out in front of 50 students. Get off the stage. You don't qualify to teach me. The room went dead silence. It's that people like you shouldn't be up there. So I have to address it immediately. The whole room went, and I say, if you don't mind, I will give you my personal 1 hour after the class, and we can talk about this, but right now I want you to be respectful of other people's time. I went on, I taught the class. You know what happened at the end? The director came and told me if I want him to be escorted off the campus. I said, absolutely not. I promised him an hour, and I'm going to give him that hour. I want to know why he said what he said. Well, he came to find out, being a white male, so I understand. He had currently gone through a divorce. He had a really tough time. He had been bypassed by so many promotions that he applied for. And so he just happened to take it out on me, right? It's not really me. So having to discuss that with him, what I did when I went back to headquarters was, they want to reprimand, they want to demote him. I said, absolutely not. I looked at his resume. He's actually very qualified. Not quite sure why he didn't bypass. I worked a year to get him a promotion. Because he didn't bypass, because he's one of those introverts who not socialized and not able to make friends or relationships, so on and so forth. But that's what I did. Every time you get encountered by racism, there is something behind it. Don't take that personally. Capture that, seize that opportunity, find out why, and educate them so that next time they see someone like you, they don't make this blanket statement, right? That's what I have always done over the last 30 years. So I advise you to
Okay, so, and I have seen people being made so sick They can't come to work because of bad managers. You do not have to put up with it. Leave. Find opportunity elsewhere. People do not leave the work, they leave the supervisors.
To all of us that we're here to serve the country that we love. We're here to serve the United States of America. All right, so I think we're going to end the Q&A right now. I do have one question for each panelist. If you can take just a minute to answer. Of all the experience, knowledge, and skills in your journey into your professional career and everything, let's invite your younger self to meet your present day self. You know where I'm getting at. What would you tell your younger self? All right, whoever wants to go ahead. We're not going to go in order. Okay, Dr. Wembley, let's start with you.
So, I would tell my younger self to be a little bit more diplomatic. Be a little bit more diplomatic and be more focused. Write down your goals. Don't just think about things, but write it down. Be more focused and party less.
All right.
I guess I would tell my younger self something, younger self, that it's okay. What you really are striving for is to better yourself. In EPA, we have something called continuous improvement. Look for continuous improvement. Reach out to others and seek their help, because we are here to help you. So thanks.
I definitely would tell my younger self that it's okay not to go 100 miles an hour every day, all day, every day, 365 days a year. But it's okay. 55 miles an hour, no, it's okay. Not too savvy, so that's what I would definitely tell myself.
Well, I would tell my younger self that America has changed and America will continue to change for the better. I remember making myself a deal at flight school. There were 2 women in my indoctrination course, and we were both really convinced that we could make it through. I made myself a deal that nothing short of me being a bad pilot would cause me to leave flight training in Pensacola. It didn't matter if I was eating my lunch alone in my car or studying for the next day's flight. I had made myself that deal. And so sometimes it's not necessarily the work, it's the working environment. And you have a choice to try to be a fortified, barricaded castle. Nothing's gonna penetrate this. I'm gonna just be so strong, and nobody's that strong. And it's hard to keep those defenses up all the time. So finding that group that understands when you're up and you can help them, or when you're down and they can help you. In the Navy, we talk about competency, character, and connections. And connections was the one they added the last. I think it's probably the most important, because with connections you build trust and you build resiliency. And this is a life journey. You don't have to double down on something that's not working for you. But we all need support. We all need to get that energy and to find happiness in our lives, to be fulfilled. And that might not be as easy as sticking with the first decision, but it might be in what it takes to build those connections and build that network.
sports team in history, generations and generations of proven success and expertise, steeped and really based on the Maori culture about what it means to preserve the legacy of the all black jersey. And one of the concepts in the book that I often reference is the concept of wapu papa, which really means it's a connection between and a tie of the past to the current and the future. It's about what you hear sometimes when you talk about great societies leave and plant trees, which they know that they'll never get to enjoy the shade from. That's the concept of wapu papa. And we have to have that in what we do. It's really what I'm talking about when I hold up Seth and I say, now it's your turn, brother. Now it's, someone's going to stand on your shoulders. Someone's going to there to sign you up for this opportunity. But I have another task now, and what my task is to continue to hold others up and give them an opportunity to create through not only mentorship, which we talk about a lot, but also sponsorship. That means advocating for individuals who sometimes don't get that opportunity. To put my capital on the line and say, that person may not necessarily be inside the room right now, or they're just outside the circle, but they need to be there. And that's what organizations like FAPAC, I believe, are going to help us continue to do. The one story I'll tell and why it's so important. The power of inclusion, the power of example was present. And I just want to say that we in the armed forces, both in uniform and out, are part of that. And we continue to work with organizations like FAPAC to help our country realize the most of its potential. So thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being the shoulders that others are going to stand on. And I think today, it's just so impressive to see all of you to be joining in not only the fellowship of the meal, but the fellowship of this cause. So thank you so much, and it's an honor to be here. And let's just get to these words because that's what it's all about. Thank you so much.
Anthony now, and first I would like to thank the board director to have us today to be part of this great event. And again, congratulations to all the civilian and scholarship award recipients. Before those ladies were born tonight, and we're going to entertain. I know it's a long weekend for most of you, and hopefully tonight, we'll celebrate and hope you have a good time with our entertainment. Before they perform, I would just briefly talk about a non-profit organization we call Vietnamese-American Friendship Club. And we have over 50 members, including the dancer and the singers. Also, over 70 young students, which I believe most of you guys saw their dances and performance on Monday. So tonight again, we're gonna perform, bring up one of the Vietnamese culture. Later on, they're gonna be on stage. And for those of you not familiar with the Vietnamese outfit, so this is represent the North, the Central, and the South. So this song called Áo Vàng Quê Hương. So I would like to again get a big applause to welcome the ladies on stage. Thank you. Yeah, they're going to take 2 minutes to change the outfits and then come back to the stage for the second performance. Thank you.
culture, get involved in the Vietnamese community, and develop leadership skills. I would like to thank the Federal Asian Pacific American Council for inviting us to participate in the 2023 National Leadership Training Program and giving us the opportunity to meet community leaders from around the country. When talking about the Vietnamese people, it conjures up in me the image of the long traditional dress that we refer to as áo dài. It represents gentleness, modesty, simplicity, and elegance. It has also been the pride of the Vietnamese cultural heritage for thousands of years. This following performance, áo dài Vietnam, was written by our founder, Dr. Anthony Gao Hung. I hope you all enjoy this very special fashion show, and please welcome to the stage our Vietnamese Youth Talent Development Program. We hope you all enjoy this performance. Thank you so much.
Mẹ ơi về đêm ở cái lighthouse này. Thành phố Long Beach về đêm.